Hey guys, it's Riverman here, back with another video. I'm going to be recording my second case study. This case study is about a client who came to us about end of June to beginning of July. He's done over 6 figures in sales over the summer. So a little bit about myself. I'm currently a contractor for a digital marketing agency. I'm a media buyer, so I help test, scale, and test and scale client ads. I've done over multi-6 figures in client sales now, so I'm getting somewhere. But yeah, a little bit about the client. So basically, we started everything from scratch. We started the whole business from scratch. We built the store out, we picked out the product and stuff, and it was a brand new ad account, brand new pixel, pretty much brand new everything. It was a Pioneer product. If you're not familiar with the Pioneer method, it's basically where we kind of scour AliExpress and then we look at products kind of based on our expertise on what's going to sell, right? And then we add them to a master sheet, and then we pretty much just rapid fire test those products. Obviously, we make sure they look pretty and stuff, and we got the proper creatives and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much the Pioneer method. So virtually, the good thing about the Pioneer method is that there's essentially at the beginning there's virtually no competition. Because basically we're the guys who put the products on the map for, you know, if any of you ever use a spy tool and stuff, you've probably seen some of our products that kind of end up on there because, you know, we're the ones who pioneer it on there. But yeah, so let's just hop right into it. I'm looking forward to recording this. So I'm going to be showing you the Shopify store and the Shopify revenues and stuff, just to show you guys that I actually do have a second 6-figure store. I'm going to be showing the dates from June 18th to September 18th because that's when I already calculated all the profits and stuff. June 30th to September 18th. I'm going to go ahead and refresh that. Okay, it's going to show today. Yeah, so basically I scaled down a shit ton as compared to the summer because the product actually did start to die out a little bit. But currently we're just trying to get it back up again. So from the 18th I said, yeah, I can't see that. Yeah, 18th. Alright, yeah. So as you can see from the chart here, it really blew up July, scaled to a peak about $3,500 a day, as I said before. I tried to scale it up further, but I guess the ad account just didn't respond well to it. This is at the point where I had a couple $200 CBOs and stuff going on. We'll get all into that in a sec here. I'll pop the ad account, but yeah, definitely some fluctuations, and then you can kind of see that the graph started to go down a little bit. Scaled to an all-time low at about a whooping $500 in a day. And then we actually started to pump out some new creatives and stuff, and then it actually did start to kind of revive it just a little bit. But yeah, I'm just trying to maintain it. We're kind of like on a, I don't know if you're familiar with our strategy, but basically we're kind of in the lookalike kind of maintenance section, but I still have high hopes that it can kind of scale back up again to even further than 3.5k in a day, hopefully even 10k or even further. But yeah, let's just hop right into the ad account and then I'll show you all the numbers and stuff. Okay guys, yeah, I lied. We're actually going to do a PowerPoint instead. Originally I was going to hop in the ad account and then just run through it and talk to you guys about it, but the ad account was actually double tracking, so it was kind of hard to be all willy-nilly, and this is more organized and stuff, so I figured I'd write some notes on it too. So that was yesterday's. Alright, so basically I'll start off by saying the store and the product. Okay, so a lot of gurus are saying general stores, they're not as efficient as they were before. So that's true to some extent, but we started this one off as a general store, right? We actually tested products within different niches and stuff until we found one in the health and fitness, and it was important that we had chose a versatile name, so that way if we did find a winner, which we did, right, we could just basically transition into a brand, and we just made sure it was a versatile name. I made here a little recipe for a very successful Shopify dropshipping store in 2020. So basically this is chef, right? And then you're the chef, right? And you're mixing all these stuff up, mixing all these things up, and it's you need high quality picks, a proper checkout, element of trust, a clean store, highly targeted traffic, and a killer creative is, I'd say it's up there. Alright, but all these things that they kind of go all in a flow, right? And you need all of them if you're really looking to be successful. And what I mean by element of trust is basically there's a nice, is when you hop onto a site, it's images aren't too spaced out, they're not wonky, they're on all different sizes and stuff, right? And you can just look at the store and you say, okay, this is a legitimate looking store. You need that now, today's, pretty much in drop shipping today. Moving on, okay, to the ad account now. This is the first day's test. It was $30 spent to make, that's not 100, it was $30 spent to make back 460 bucks pretty much. It says a 30 ROAS, but that's cap. So it's actually like, that, if you do the math, it's like a 15 ROAS. So right off the gate, we know that, you know, if you get like a really good return on the first date, I know that typically it's gonna scale really, really well. The product could be even over like a 6 figure. That's how you pretty much know, and then you don't want to jinx it, right? But you know it could be good. So the missed tracks on this account were mad. As I said before, I was gonna go hop into the ad account and show you guys, but it'd be really all willy-nilly because it was just hard to show you guys like the accurate numbers and stuff. So as you can see, it's pretty much like double tracking to the T, right? So for every purchase I got, it would 2x on the account. So yeah, so basically 3 days in, $125 spent. That's like what, 3 or 4 days? I think that's like 3 or 4 days on the ad account. We start off with $35 daily. And if you don't know how to launch a product, I have a video on my channel on how we launch the product. It's literally the same exact strategy I used in that video. So yeah, if you don't know how, then just watch that. Okay, so $126 to spend, and to make back $1,099. So that's about 8 point something ROAS on 3 days in. So you know it's not gonna maintain at a 50 ROAS the whole way. Obviously it's gonna go down as you scale. Pretty much I just started to chop down ad sets, chop down the underperforming ones, and basically just start to make a new ad set in every day. Basically just to keep the momentum flowing in the account. So I knew this one had really big potential because already a week in, we were already at like $2,400 in sales, 34 orders. So I knew it was scale time, right? And here I was just continuously maintaining the ads. So this client in particular, he had a knack for individual creativeness, and I believe that had a huge factor in his success, particularly in his store and creative. Okay, so I let this run, right? This is 1 weekend. I had already made a relaunch campaign because the orders were flowing, and usually I start the relaunch around 15 to 20 sales. All the relaunch campaign is, think of it as like the first campaign is like the foundation, and then the second campaign is like a second foundation. The relaunch campaign is a brand new set of 10 interests, 10 single ad set interests. Yeah, so basically you're just cornering different parts of the market, so to say. But yeah, you're just trying to show them to as many different people and trying to figure out, you know, who is your ideal audience, you know, what are their interests, right? So basically, yeah, kill them around $13 to $15, right? I'd make a new one in each campaign every day, so I just make one in each one while I was killing ad sets. And as you can see, it was pretty good. Like, that's pretty good for a low ad spend, right? Like, you can see the chart here. This is only a weekend. I stuck to the fundamentals and I stayed consistent. Yeah, like I said, these are foundations. Think of these as foundation, the original test campaign and then the relaunch. It's basically preparation for CBO scaling, and I'll explain what a CBO is in a sec because on my last case study, I hopped into a CBO and I didn't even explain what it was and I got roasted by my boys. So at this point, since we know it was proven, something I wish I would have done earlier is to start looking for better suppliers to cut down costs of goods and basically increase shipping speeds. Yeah, I'll go over the profit and stuff by the end of it, but we were just drop shipping off of AliExpress at this point, but we did have a couple agents in mind already. Probably should have found some more agents and then evaluated our options better, but we were pretty excited. So, but yeah, this is a CBO basically, or this is a CBO, and then this is an ad set budget, ABO sort of say is what they're calling it now. But yeah, so basically ABO would optimize at the ad set level, and then the campaign CBO would optimize at the campaign level. So depending on the spend allocation, so if Facebook sees, you know, one ad set is getting more basically engagement, more add to carts, as opposed to a different ad set, Facebook is going to spend more money on that one, as opposed to an ABO where it's going to spend $10 evenly across the account. So basically, think of it like this: the CBO is you're telling Facebook more where to spend and what to do, right, and where to optimize, or you know, you're letting it optimize itself, as opposed to an ABO where, you know, they kind of they spend like evenly, but both are good. It just really depends what you're trying to do. Moving on, the third and then the fourth campaign and beyond. So we are now 2 weeks in, July 30th to July 14th. Clean scale thus far, 2 weeks in. As you can see, the third campaign was a retargeting it says 15 ROAS, but I said it's cap. It's like half of that. Half of the was the actual ROAS. So that's still pretty amazing, nonetheless. I let that run for a little bit before making a CBO. So basically, to make my first CBO, I basically just take my two foundations here, my test campaign and my relaunch, and then I look at the criteria on on making a CBO. So basically, like, it's ideally 5 ad sets with 7 to 10 purchases, ideally at like a 3.5 plus return on ad spend. And then that's how you pretty much know that the CBO is sure to work, because they're all with really good interests, right? And you know that those interests are proven to work, so you wouldn't mind spending more money into those interests, and basically getting a good return for your money. So yeah, first day, it was $100 CBO. I chose the 5 best, right? And then one thing I'm gonna say is that we scale slowly and steadily. We never really scale the shit of it, where we start sending like $500 CBOs or $1,000 CBOs out the gate. We never really do that. My method is slow and steady. So slow and steady and ultimately profitable. Okay. So yeah, it did pretty good. And then the basically, it's like the way I was making moves, it's all comes down to decision making. You're gonna see like a lot of results are very choppy and situational. So you just have to basically make the right moves based on the situations you see in front of you, based on the numbers. Yeah, and you can pretty much see I made the arrow here, and yeah. So moving on, as the build up. This is one of my favorite parts in a scale, when things in the ad account just seem to be working. Like, no matter what you send, things they're looking up, right? So, however, on the logistics side, if you're not careful, things could be an absolute nightmare for your business. You need to be on your A game. This is where beefed up customer support is very important for the long-term game, because you don't want to get hit with a page penalty or something, and then Facebook is going to start sending your traffic. You're sending your store shitty quality traffic because you have a bad rep with long shipping times or bad customer support. This is where you need to hone in on that. And basically, our client was really good with the customer support. He was very kind to our customers, and they were all very satisfied with that. But yeah, just the only thing is that we were drop shipping, so it's like a 2-3 week shipping time. Not to mention COVID, right? Corona, that's still pretty much going on. It's pretty much affecting our shipping speeds and stuff. So that's basically for the long-term game. So you just need to make sure that you're taking care of your customers, because your customers are the life, they're the blood of your business. Important things to note: cash flow management, being able to stay on top of order fulfillment, all vital for your business. They will come back to bite you in the ass if you're not careful. So yeah, back to the ad account. I was like, okay, so we're setting we're just beefing up our logistics and back end and stuff. So we know that we're basically just preparing. So I sent to $200 here, and it did almost a 6 ROAS. So as you know, it's a double tracking, so that's around a 3 ROAS. So pretty good for 200 CBO, and then those really spend very quickly. All I did was 2x that, because that was hitting a 8.4, but cap again, so it's a 4 something ROAS. So by then we had a 12 grand in revenue, and then you can kind of see it's slowly going up and up. 175 orders and only 3 weeks in, so it's not bad, decent. This is around the time where we actually hit $3,500 in one day. I thought it'd just be cool to show you guys on the account how we actually did. So that was August 2nd, and we did $3,500. This is actually our biggest day. I know it's kind of lame, kind of small or whatever for the dropshipping space, but I was still pretty proud of that, because he was very profitable. He made about $600 or $590.84 if you want to be so precise. But yeah, product cost almost 2 grand, so it was a lot. Again, double tracking, as you can see. But yeah, moving on. So peak scale, right? So that was our biggest day. Obviously, we had about 2 of those 3.5k days. I wish I scaled it further, right? At this point, yeah, it was all preparation and timing. We made sure we could handle the volume and we had the cash flow and resources to do it properly and efficiently. It should have scaled higher. Like, I honestly wish it did. I tried to scale it higher than that, but it just, I don't know, the ad account just wasn't responding well to it. I would send a higher budget campaign that, like, I'd send like a 400 CBO, for example. It wouldn't do good, basically, right? This, as a result, it brought down sales momentum, and not to mention, like, people were starting to really kind of take note. Okay, this guy's doing numbers and he's drop shipping. Baby numbers, but still, like, copycat drop shippers were on the rise. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this one was a 400, and then I had to shut that off because, as you can kind of see, like, the ROAS is strong and then it kind of starts to decline a little bit, right? But yeah, moving on. So basically 8 weeks in, June 30th to August 25th, right? So this was our peak here, and then it kind of started to go down and then up again. Like, fluctuations were mad, to say the least. Facebook fluctuations, they're normal, they happen, right? I wish it was all 3.5k days, but it's not how it works, right? You're gonna have some people are just gonna be more inclined to buy on one day than another, right? Depends who sees your customer. There's a whole bunch of other factors in there. So as things were starting to stagnate a little, I was still fighting to scale even though it wasn't, but I ended up just scaling down, as that was the right move to do. The ads were just not as hot as they used to be. The most likely reason for this was ad fatigue. The creatives that were once profiting were just not as working well as they did before. This is pretty normal. The way you fix this to remedy this is you cycle in new creatives. We had actually ended up ordering in the product. We took some high quality content in, made it into an engaging ad, and we let it run. So our best audiences were now really dying out. The goal here is, you want to really milk out every penny out of this product. So basically we had to get creative, evaluate our options, and we came up with two conclusions that really allowed us to further rake in some revenue for us, okay? But yeah, so 83 grand in sales, 8 weeks in, not too bad, just some summer drop shipping. So to get creative, we basically tried some new things, right? Two new things. So the first thing we did was launch our new creatives. I had a feeling to just try it on a different ad account, as I felt as if the first one was just not responding as well as it once did before. But yeah, so I tried it on a different ad account. And the second thing we did was to try LLAs. An LLA, by the way, is a lookalike audience. Basically, we took our pretty much top performing audiences, we took, and then we basically, Facebook kind of stores that data, right? And then it kind of matches that data with like similar kind of customers, and then you can make those, and then you can kind of target those customers and show them your ads, pretty much. The name is kind of self-explanatory. It's a lookalike of your original audience, a lookalike audience. We use LLAs as a sort of revive and maintain card, as I figured they were long term as opposed to cold traffic. The LLAs went to work on the original account, and while I had the second account prepped, we targeted cold interest with some new creatives and the ones that we had ordered in the product, and then yeah. So this is a screenshot of the second ad account, launched simultaneously along the original in the same business manager. So basically, if one ad account went down, the other one stayed up, and luckily this one was not double tracking, so this is all real here. It's under tracking or over tracking a little bit, not really, but it was for the most part pretty accurate. This is the second ad account, so $1,800 to make back $10,000, so that's not bad. I did a 5.52 ROAS. Now I know the last slide is profit slide, so don't roast me too hard. I just hope that you can learn something from this, because I learned a hell of a lot from this store. So yeah. So basically, this is the profit analysis. Things I could have done better. So revenue, June 30th to September 18th, over 6 figures, just shy over 6 figures, right? Ad spend, 33 grand. Cost of goods, man, this was killer, right? That's a 56% cost of goods, man. Anyways, yeah, we'll get that to a sec. And then our other costs, $3,500, and you gotta have that like payment processor fees and a whole bunch of miscellaneous costs if you're gonna hire VA and stuff, virtual assistant, and all that other stuff. So basically how much we only netted was only just over 9 grand. split between me and the client and the team pretty much. And I know margins are thin as hell. In my defense, it wasn't the ad cost slashing into our profits, it was the product cost. As said previously, something I wish I had done better was do more due diligence into our supplier and product costs, but really that wasn't where my focus was. I was really on the ads, like my mind wasn't there. I kind of just sent him some agents I had in mind, but I didn't help the client really look for it, right? They gave me this one, they told me it was a credible supplier, so I'd used it, but I didn't really look around to find out where I could reduce this, right? Like, that's insane. That's a 56%, and that should be a lot lower. But anyways, if anything, learn from my mistakes, and make sure you know when you have a winner, you can source it at the cheapest and fastest cost possible. Hopping into the ad account though, but yeah, this is the second ad account. Not too bad, right? This is lifetime. It's the 23rd right now. $3,000 to make back, 14 grand, right? So it's not bad. Rose kind of went down a little bit from when I made the screenshots, right? But this is the original ad account, right? So I told you there's mistracking on the account. But yeah, this is everything here. June 30th and then today's the 23rd. So I'll kind of show you where it's at right now. Yeah, so we're just about to hit 110 grand, probably, hopefully tonight or something. But yeah, so we're looking to make a comeback here soon, I hope. But yeah. Alright guys, so that was my second case study. Profit was a little bit disappointing, I know, but you live and you learn, right? It is what it is. So basically, yeah, so just like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. If you got something value out of it, I would really appreciate that. Follow my Instagram, whatever, I'll link it down. I hope you enjoyed this video. Peace.